Welcome to another edition of To The Point. I have Gary Brownell here. Hello, Gary.
How you doing?
Good. How about you?
Good.
Maybe you should tell everybody what you do here at Home Point.
Yeah, so I am the head of our business strategy group. So definitely involves a whole lot of different things, but a really heavy focus on what our customer experience is, and really for us, what our retention program looks like. So for our customers we have in our servicing portfolio, on a day-to-day basis, what do they experience, and for our partners, what can we do for them to help make sure they establish a relationship with their customers for a very long time.
Well, as you know, and as I've talked about, whether it's a public forum or within the organization, servicing really is the key to our business, and a large part of that is the relationship with the customers. So why don't you talk a little bit about, what we're doing to the consumer, the customer, as well as what we're doing with our third-party partners to enable them to keep that customer in our ecosystem.
Yeah, so we've talked about it for a long time, but having the servicing and having it for a long time is a really important factor to what we're doing. So, there's many people who have the servicing for some amount of time, and that gets passed around, a really common thing in the mortgage space. But being able to have that for the entirety of the relationship establishes us as a key partner in how the customer looks at their mortgage and how they look at all the other facets that go along with that. So, the way that we view it is we have a lot of information about the customer. We interact with them a lot. So it gives us the opportunity to see what do they need before they maybe even know it, right? And to establish that relationship between us, between the customer, and in many cases with our broker partners to be able to really provide a lot of value back. So, we're looking at things like our Customer for Life program that we'll be rolling out to be able to stay in front of the customer for the entirety of their experience. We'll be rolling out a no-cost appraisal over the course of the next few weeks, which is a really big deal for a lot of our customers to be able to take that risk off the table as they try to reestablish a mortgage or jump into a new one. We also established a program called Home Point Rewards. So if one of our customers decides to move to a new house, they can get up to $6,500 back on that new purchase. So, there's a lot of other things we've worked on in that space and that are still coming, but those are things that we're uniquely positioned to be able to do as a servicer for life.
Yeah, I think from my perspective, we can only do that as a servicer. People talk a lot about how they manage data, perhaps at the originator level, or to your point, some of our competitors, frankly, who retain servicing for a period of time but then let it go, or sell it rather. They're not able to manage the data in a way that kind of continues to accumulate information that will help you develop that relationship with the consumer.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times the conversation goes into the idea of holding servicing to be able to protect from other people.
Right.
I think that's a little bit of the wrong way to look at it. The idea of holding the servicing is really to be able to grow that relationship more than anything else, right? So, you can try to protect and you can do all these different things, but you are in a very unique position where, because of the data and because of the interactions you're having, right? You're taking that payment every single month. We have a lot of our customers who reach out to talk to us every single month.
Right.
We're sending mail. We're sending all these different things. You really can establish a long-term relationship in there. Yeah. And that's for us where we're trying to provide that value back to our partners to be able to say, this is very much a three-way relationship. And we want to make sure that they're included all the way through.
Right. Yeah. Because as you said, you have a form every month, which heretofore has really not been used in the manner that you're speaking of.
Yeah.
More of a transactional, take the money type of a relationship. I guess I don't even know if that's a relationship, to be honest.
Yeah, and it's also been very mortgage specific, right? So we're a mortgage company, obviously that's top of our mind. But when you think about home ownership, there's many different pieces that go into that. And again, sort of a broken record here, but going back into all the data that we have about these people, we're able to suggest products and suggest other people for them to work with that put them in a better position with, positioning their home as a long-term asset. For many people, it's the largest asset they have, and we think we can really help them optimize, what that is for them.
Yeah, and not to jump ahead too far, but later this year we'll be rolling out our home ownership platform. So, to your point, developing a relationship with that consumer and helping the consumer in ways far beyond, that mortgage. Because as you said, mortgage is an infrequent transaction, but owning a home is an everyday thing, and lots of people don't really think about it as an investment, or if they do, they don't know how to manage it in a way to optimize the investment.
Yeah, very highly complex with a lot of moving parts. So, our North Star here is to try to make that really, really simple for them, and to make sure they maximize the value of that asset in every way that they can.
And certainty too is important as well, right?
Yeah, for everyone who's ever been through a mortgage, there's a lot of complexity and a lot of or a lack of certainty in whether or not you can actually qualify for certain things or whether something's actually better or worse for you. So we're really trying to reduce some of that friction and reduce some of the confusion that comes with the process.
Right. And so, in your role, you've looked around the market, as you mentioned, specifically with our third-party partners. Do you see anybody else doing what we're talking about? Any of their other third-party provider or lender providers?
Yeah, I think there are many people who've done portions of this.
Right.
What's really hard about this is what you're looking at is a very long-term relationship, right? 5, 7, 10, maybe 30 years.
Right.
Right. So you have to have all parts of your organization thinking in the same way, which is the origination experience into onboarding, into servicing, into all the different things that can happen.
Technology.
Yeah, the technology, and it has to be changing too, right? So there's a lot of providers coming to the table. I think what we're looking at is a much more holistic solution than what I've seen out there. So for us, I think that's going to be a big differentiator. And when clients come to HomePoint, I think they're really quickly going to see a difference between what their mortgage experience has been in the past.
That's cool. Well, you have a very cool job then.
Something like that. I definitely enjoy it.
Maybe I'll try. Maybe I'll apply for that job at some point. Thanks a lot for coming on. It's really good, and it is exciting stuff. And I joke about it, but as you know, I'm very involved with this, and it's really a big part of our future. Yeah. So let's get to work.
Yeah, we'll do.
Thank you.
Thank you.